There comes a moment in every story when the author enters the scene, not with noise, not with lightning, but with quiet power. And friend, I believe you're standing at that moment. God is about to intervene in your life. You may not feel it. You may not see it yet, but something is shifting. There's a sense of divine movement, even in the silence. And that movement is not random. It's the deliberate, loving hand of a father who refuses to leave you where you are. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. And you are not beyond help. Sometimes, when God is closest, he feels farthest. Because he doesn't always come loudly. He often comes like the wind, gentle, but undeniable. The fact that you're here right now, listening to these words, is not an accident. It's a sign, a reminder, that heaven still has your name on its lips. C.S. Lewis once said, God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. Maybe you're in a place where life hurts right now. Maybe nothing seems to be working. Maybe you've prayed and waited, and you're wondering if God is listening at all. Let me assure you, he is not only listening, he is preparing to step in, preparing to shift things, preparing to lift what you can't carry anymore. Isaiah 43 verse 2 says, When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. Notice it says when, not if. God never promised we wouldn't face the storm, but he did promise we would never face it alone. God intervenes in our lives not just to rescue us, but to restore us. He knows the version of you that you've forgotten, the you that's full of purpose, the you that still dreams, the you that still believes. He knows how to get you back there, even if you don't. Sometimes his intervention begins with interruption. You had plans. They broke. You had people. They left. You had ideas. They collapsed. It feels like loss, but it might just be God clearing the stage so he can walk in. Proverbs 19 verse 21 says, There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand. That means our plans may fall, but his plan always rises. And when he intervenes, it's never too late. In fact, he has a way of showing up just in time, even if it's not your time. I want to ask you something. Have you noticed lately that you're restless? Not just physically, deep in your soul, like something's missing or something is coming. That restlessness may not be a problem. It might be a signal. Heaven's alarm clock, waking you up for a new season. C.S. Lewis wrote, If we find ourselves with a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that we were made for another world. What if the ache you feel is actually an invitation? What if the longing you carry is proof that something greater is about to arrive? Maybe you've been seeing signs. Someone says something that stirs your heart. A Bible verse pops up at the right moment. This video reaches you right when you needed it. These things aren't random. They're divine hints. God's way of saying, I'm near. Pay attention. Jeremiah 33 verse 3 says, Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things, which thou knowest not. He doesn't say maybe. He says I will. That means when you cry out, he moves. But let me be honest, God's intervention doesn't always feel like a miracle at first. Sometimes it feels like loss, like confusion, like delay. But what if delay isn't denial? What if it's God's protection? What if he's not withholding, he's rebuilding? John 15 verse 2 says, Every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Purging hurts. Pruning looks like cutting, but it's actually preparation for growth. You may be asking, why now? Why would God step in at this point in my life? And I believe the answer is this: because he's never been closer, because he's not done writing your story, and because there's still more inside of you than you realize. When Jesus stood outside the tomb of Lazarus, he didn't just mourn. He called, Lazarus, come forth. And the dead man walked. That's intervention. And it's a picture of what God can do in your life. Even the parts you think are too far gone. Even the places that feel buried. But like Lazarus, you have a role to play. You have to respond. Revelation 3 verse 20 says, Behold, I stand at the door and knock. God doesn't force his way in. He knocks. He waits. He watches. He wants a willing heart. So what can you do now? While you wait, while you hope, while you wonder if breakthrough is near, stay humble. Humility keeps your heart soft. James 4 verse 6 says, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. The moment you stop pretending to have it all together, that's when God starts putting it back together. Stay available. Make room for Him. Turn off the noise. Sit in silence. Talk to Him. Even if your words are messy, He understands them. And stay hopeful. Hope is not naive. It's prophetic. It sees what hasn't happened yet and believes it still can. God often does His best work in silence. Don't mistake quiet for absence. Even in the tomb, God was still working. You might be feeling pressure right now, but diamonds are made under pressure. You might be in the fire, but gold is refined by fire. You might feel like you're breaking, but maybe, just maybe, you're being built. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee. That's not a suggestion. That's a promise. And God doesn't break His promises. This is not the end for you. This is a turning point. This is not your downfall. It's your setup. God is about to intervene in your life. Not because you earned it. Not because you prayed all the right prayers. But because you are His. And He is good. And He's not done with you yet. If these words have reached you, don't leave without doing something simple but powerful. Write in the comments, I believe God is about to intervene in my life. Let that be your declaration. Speak it, believe it, hold on to it. And if you know someone who needs this reminder, share it with them. You might be the voice God uses to start their turnaround. Like this video. Subscribe for more messages like this. And remember this, stay soft, stay ready, stay expectant, because God is on the move, and He's coming for you.